A very good evening to you tuned into UBC TV. We warmly welcome you to News Tonight. Let's start with a look at the top stories. The Non-Aligned Movement Summit opens in Kampala with a call for collective effort. Ugandan permanent representative to UN Ambassador Donia Yebare elected chairman of preparatory senior officials. Security urges public to remain cooperative during the season for the NAM Summit. While public complies to traffic advisory on the first day of the NAM Summit. Yes, it's the 15th of January 2024. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa. Elizabeth Nakakuni joins us for sign language interpretation. In a first story this evening, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has met Uganda's ambassador to Somalia, Professor Sam Turiamuhika, at State House Entebbe. The president offered valuable insights into Somalia, a recent addition to the East African community, urging them to draw inspiration from the national resistance movement's successful ideologies for the prosperity and strategic security of the citizens. Museveni suggested the formation of a student movement in Somalia. He emphasized the importance of intellectual perception, citing historical figures like Julius Nyerere and Tom Mboya, who championed the East Africa Federation without succumbing to external pressures. He encouraged the development of an ideologically driven movement where Somalia could learn leadership lessons from the NRM. Ambassador Turiamuhika said that Somalia wants to establish a student movement with ongoing weekly training sessions. He stressed the urgency for action and proposed identifying small groups for training and ideology, unity and patriotism in Somalia. UBC News Tonight. Uganda's Minister for Foreign Affairs, General Jeje Odongo, has called for collective efforts in addressing issues that affect countries under the Non-Aligned Movement. Speaking during the opening of the 19th Summit of the Non-Aligned Movement at Speak Resort Munyonyo in Kampala, Odongo said that Uganda believes in solidarity and multilateralism, which other countries under the NAM umbrella need to adopt. The minister's remarks come in the wake of challenges that these countries face, including security, health, among others.
The Non-Aligned Movement Summit has officially opened in Kampala, Uganda. Minister for Foreign Affairs, General Jeje Odongo, is concerned about the prevailing challenges facing the world, including unrest and some pockets of instability.
Health pandemics, climate change, and terrorism among the many challenges that we face. We also recognize challenges in financing for development and the very serious issue of the debt burden that paints a very depressing global economic outlook. It is therefore crucial for us to address existing, new, and emerging issues collectively and in the interest of our membership for the good of mankind.
Odongo calls for unity among NAM-affiliated countries to address the challenges.
Anniversary of the first conference of the Non-Aligned countries held in Belgrade in October 2021, Uganda believes that multilateralism and solidarity are required much more than ever, so that we individually prepare and collectively respond to further challenges.
The Non-Aligned Movement Summit that has opened on Monday 15th January 2024 ends on Saturday 20th January. It is on the theme deepening cooperation for shared global affluence. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Uganda for a
Uganda's representative to the United Nations, Ambassador Donia Ayebare, has been elected chairman preparatory senior officials meeting during the first session of the 19th Non-Aligned Movement Summit in Rwenzori Convention Center at Speak Resort Munyonyo in Kampala. Ambassador Ayebare told delegates that the task ahead of them is to adopt the final outcome document and the Kampala political declaration, emphasizing the final document not to be reopened because the ministers in Baku, Azerbaijan, held extensive negotiations and consultations on it under the leadership in Azerbaijan.
The 19th Non-Aligned Movement Summit has opened in Uganda at Speak Resort Munyonyo Rwenzori Convention Center by the Minister for Foreign Affairs, General J.J. Odong Abubakar. Uganda was endorsed to chair the Non-Aligned Movement Summit on behalf of Africa, and during the first session of the summit, the permanent representative to the United Nations, Adonia Ayebare, was elected chair preparatory senior officials meeting by acclamation.
If there is no objection, I suggest to elect Ambassador Ayebare by acclamation as the chair of the senior officials meeting. And I don't see any objection, and Ambassador Ayebare is hereby elected as the chair of the senior officials meeting of the 19th summit. I congratulate you, Excellency.
Ambassador Donia Ayebare appreciated the confidence the 19th summit in Kampala entrusted in him. He implored delegates not to reopen the final document because ministers discussed and negotiated on it extensively.
Colleagues, the task before me and all of us senior officials is to adapt the documents, the final outcome document, and the Kampala political declaration. I implore you that this document should not be reopened. It should be we should only consider technical updates that have taken place between Baku and Kampala.
Most delegates, including of Algeria, Iran, Libya, Morocco and Egypt, agreed that the final document should not be reopened but include technical updates focusing on Palestine and daily massacre of women in Gaza.
Support your proposal not to reopen the Baku process, ministerial COB meeting, unless there is technical updates and of course taking into account the development in the Palestinian question, which is obviously one of the major developments since July meeting.
On the declaration, we are going to the important issue of which is the Palestine and the daily massacre of the children and women in Gaza.
I would like to support the idea of requesting delegation to refrain on presenting at this very late stage new substantive proposal. The time available is very limited. We need to take full advantage of every minute so we can be ready to recommend to our ministers by the end of the day tomorrow.
Hope that we can reach a meaningful and concrete outcome document in the spirit of cooperation and solidarity and mutual respect. Thank you, Mr.
The delegate from Palestine expressed hope that the movement that supported them from the beginning will continue until they accomplish to achieve the rights of the people of Palestine. He says in the main document and declaration of Palestine by the Ministerial Committee of the movement in New York, there is inclusion of necessary elements that should be reflected in the final document. He adds that in New York, they succeeded in having unity among Arabs Islamic organization and non-aligned movement around 3 objectives.
Stopping the aggression against our people, particularly in Gaza, meaning ceasefire immediately now. 2, to have humanitarian assistance to our people up to scale to address the needs of our people in all corners of the Gaza Strip. And thirdly, to fight very strongly against the crime against humanity of mass displacement of our people outside the Gaza Strip, creating a second Nakba.
The delegate from Somalia thinks there is a lot that needs to be done to achieve justice and peaceful world order. He appeals to NAM to support them build their territorial integrity. The ministers will be meeting on 17th and 18th to discuss, negotiate and adapt the document and Kampala final declaration. Pakistan was endorsed to host the 20th NAM in 2027. I'm Nafka Farida in Kampala.
Whenever a country or a nation hosts an international summit, there are economic benefits that come with it. More than 5,000 delegates are in Uganda for the Non-Aligned Movement Summit here in Kampala. The delegates are meeting in Munyonyo and Serena Chigo, which is in Wakiso district. Minister for Information and National Guidance, Dr. Christopher Munsi, highlighted how Uganda has officially started benefiting from the summit even before it kicked off.
Ugandans urge to exhibit the highest level of discipline as hundreds of delegates from across the world come through for the Non-Aligned Movement Summit. The Minister for Information and National Guidance, Chris Bariomunsi, highlighted how the nation stands to benefit economically hosting delegates.
Uganda, we have many benefits that will accrue from these kind of summits. They are the immediate benefits, like those who will reap from the presence of these guests, where they are going to be staying in our hotels, they are eating our food, they will do shopping, so there are those direct benefits. But the most important are the medium, long-term benefits, because we are going to be engaging these delegations. In addition to the summit, there will be these bilateral engagements. We have a trade and business summit that is going to take place, a lot of discussions, and therefore we expect to even get business and trade deals with the different countries. We are exploring markets for our products. We hope to get markets for many of the things which we produce here.
So far, 93 countries were represented at the summit that's set to highlight key issues including climate change, development among member states, security concerns, among other issues.
National peace. How do we resolve conflicts which take place in different parts of the world, especially in our communities of NAM? I think those are the issues which will constitute the discussions in this NAM. But also issues of socio-economic development, issues of climate change, issues of disease burden, issues of financing development initiatives within the developing countries, issues of how do we learn from each other in terms of skills and technology transfer, the emerging technologies, artificial intelligence and all these cutting-edge technologies, how do they affect what we do today? All these issues will be part of the discussions.
Dr. Professor Robert Odhiambo, who heads the History Department at Kyamugo University, says that the move by Uganda to align independently together with other member states is a commendable one.
We are moving in the right direction. We are adapting to technology. We are adapting to a number of ideas, but also maintaining our egalitarianism. In fact, many people who come in Africa here, they are normally not very happy with what they see as buildings, but they are happy, for example, the value of a family, the value of how people develop in a community, in a village. If you go to our villages, how the people help each other there. That's a very important thing. You may not find it in Europe, you may not find it in other places. It is a unique thing for Uganda. So what I think, in my view, is right now to move a big gear and we see how we can push our people out of poverty, how we can maintain and sell our ideas outside Uganda.
NAM was established in 1961 in Belgrade, Yugoslavia, through the initiative of President of Yugoslavia Josip Brozo Tito, President of Egypt Gamal Abdel Nasser, Prime Minister of the India Jawahar Nehru, President of Indonesia Sukarno, and President of Ghana Kwame Nkrumah.
Members of Parliament are optimistic about Uganda hosting the Non-Aligned Movement Summit that has kicked off today at the Commonwealth Resort in Munyonyo. Government Chief Whip Dennis Samson Oboa, together with other legislators, say that the summit will strengthen regional and global alliances, will bring economic opportunities and investment, tourism, among others.
The 19th Non-Aligned Movement Summit, held under the theme Deepening Cooperation for Shared Global Affluence, has kicked off today at Speak Resort Munyonyo, with almost all members of Parliament agreeing to the fact that it is a vote of confidence for the country.
But seeing a number of delegates coming with so many heads of state, it is a vote of confidence in the country. It should be able to boost our image, promote tourism. And I think this should be the beginning of us being more aggressive in having more and more conferences.
First of all, it improves our foreign policy. You know, foreign policy is a reflection of domestic policy. Now, people who didn't understand Uganda and what we value in terms of our relationship with the rest of the world will now understand what Uganda is.
We will have so many people. Now, when I talk about the multiplier effect, that implies a farmer in Uganda stands to benefit because all these guests will be eating food produced by Ugandan farmers. They will be sleeping in Ugandan hotels, implying those who make furnitures are beneficiaries.
Speaking to UBC, some legislators expressed optimism about Uganda hosting the summit, with many thinking and predicting the economic benefits likely to be made.
You know, it comes with lots of opportunities. Outstanding among them all is the tourism industry and the hospitality industry. And you know, Uganda, if you were to compare and contrast with our neighbors, we are the first among equals when it comes to hospitality. And this is a boost to our economy, which of course has been grappling with so many challenges. So at least it will contribute something to the economy. Half a loaf is better than none at all.
Trade. There are people who are going to admire Uganda and come to do investments here. There are Ugandans also who are going to make networks through these visitors and also do investments there. Now, when you get more investments, when you engage more in trade, when you engage more in tourism, you are increasing your income.
At the tourism, both at a national level and national level, because a lot of impact was caused after this Commonwealth meeting. So we expect a lot. We look at the level of democracy, that Uganda as a country is hosting such big an international conference.
Before COVID-19 pandemic, tourism had earned its first place in Uganda in terms of earning foreign exchange. But we dropped. We are now beginning to come up. So this is going to boost tourism.
However, some legislators have criticized the way authorities have decided to disrupt the operations of small businesses located along the roads used by delegates who are attending the summit. Shamim Naiga and Gloria Gutabenji, Parliament.
The Azerbaijan chairmanship to the Non-Aligned Movement has pledged to support the incoming Ugandan reign to ensure that the spirit advances political cohesion, unity and solidarity to achieve a peaceful and prosperous world. This was contained in a report by the outgoing chairmanship of NAM Coordinating Bureau, which has served since 2019. The report highlights substantial expansion in the text of the final document after fruitful three-time negotiations in both Baku and New York. The 19th NAM Summit is happening in Kampala, Uganda.
Special policing booths have been established in strategic areas to monitor security situations during this period of hosting the non-aligned movement.
And access to all venues have been restricted to accredited individuals only. Then additional safety measures are also being implemented at Entebbe International Airport within the city to facilitate the movement of the high-level dignitaries.
The public is appealed to comply with security measures, especially in those restricted venues. Residents within host communities are advised to cooperate with established security guidelines.
What we have is that we've not had many disruptions this morning, but we are going to continuously regulate to ensure that the other daily activities of Ugandans, businesses and movements are not highly disrupted.
Meanwhile, police commend the public for welcoming the summit.
We have not had any incidents of public disorder. Usually when you have such highly billed events, we have activists who usually take opportunity to carry out protests and acts of public disorder. We've not registered any.
Police clarify on the directive against private security guards loitering with guns in public spaces during this period.
We're simply asked to explore the possibility of keeping guns at areas of deployment where the guards on rotation hand over to the incoming or a collective transportation. Remember, we are having heightened security, and of course we know that we have to ensure that we tighten all areas where guns can easily be stolen, grabbed, and misused. So it is against that background that we advised the managing directors to comply with the guideline.
The intersecurity agencies continue to monitor all those holding guns in public not to misbehave throughout the hosting period of these major two summits. Abdul Nasir Lukomwa and Rogers Komagum for UBC.
That was our story about how security has urged the public to be cooperative during the period where Uganda is going to host the Non-Aligned Movement Summit that will see a number of dignitaries from all over the world flocking to Uganda this week. And that was police spokesperson Fred Enanga. We now take you back to that story of ours where the Azerbaijan chairmanship of the Non-Aligned Movement has pledged to support the incoming leadership of Uganda as the new chair of the Non-Aligned Movement.
Deepening cooperation of shared global affluence is the shared theme for the 19th Non-Aligned Movement Summit happening in Kampala.
It has been our great honor and privilege.
Before the meeting of the senior officials, the leaders were briefed on the progress and the implementation of the provisions of the final document of the 18th summit, which was held in Azerbaijan in October 2019.
Can I consider that there is no objection to the provisional agenda? That seems to be the case. Therefore, the agenda of the senior officials meeting of the 19th summit of the Non-Aligned Movement is hereby adopted.
The report of the Azerbaijan chairmanship to the NAM reveals fruitful results from the three-time extensive negotiations which exhibited hard work, spirit of compromise and solidarity in both Baku and New York.
In this regard, I would like to congratulate all delegations and member states of NAM for their constructive spirit and professionalism throughout the negotiation process, both in New York and in Baku.
and accordingly, the leaders are optimistic that the 19th summit in Uganda is to carry the same spirit.
Our joint work on the document once again reaffirmed the movement's principled positions on a significant number of issues which remain relevant and valid in accordance with the Bandung principles as our guiding beacon.
Now, the summit is believed not to be only a validity of the movement, but will further political cohesion, unity and solidarity, among others.
As we continue to face common challenges, we must remain united in making joint progress towards achieving a peaceful and prosperous world and a truly just and equitable global order. On 19th December 2023, the final document of the COB Ministerial meeting has been opened by the incoming chair to proposals and amendments to reflect the most recent developments since July of the last year. The updated draft was circulated to all member states on 12th January 2024.
The Azerbaijan chairmanship to the non-aligned movement has pledged to support the incoming Ugandan reign through cooperation and adherence to the positions and principles of the movement.
Guided always by the spirit of Bandung and aimed at strengthening of our movement and its historical role for the betterment of all mankind.
Daniel Mugoya, UBC News.
We thank you so much for watching. Let's take a short break. We have more on return. Please keep it with us.
Metu Bus Industries, Namamve, the manufacturers of buses for transporters, schools, tour operators, and special purpose vans and any customized vehicle. Metu Bus Industries offers a range of buses known for safety, comfort, and reliability. Depending on your needs, a bus can simply be a point A to point B people mover with just seats, or a special design that includes power outlet, Wi-Fi, television, refreshment center, and any other specification. Buy your buses from Metu and support industrialization of Uganda. Contact us on 0788 118586 or 0782 030303. Email us metuafricabus@gmail.com. Visit our website www.metubusafrica.com.
Have you packed more with Harbour jelly and Harbour foam? Yes, we packed. It will protect your skin from skin rashes. More with pack. It is a new improved more with Harbour jelly. So soft and smooth. It is a more with Harbour jelly.
Tell me, kids, the scent. Any irritations? No more rashes and irritations. Movit Herbal Jelly and Herbal Soap is rich in natural herbs for a smooth and glowing skin.
Movit all day confidence.
On behalf of the government of Uganda, I'd like to extend our appreciation to MTN Uganda for having accepted to partner with government to brand and provide connectivity for the 19th Non-Aligned Movement Summit and the 3rd South Summit. Thank you, MTN Uganda, for accepting to be our official telecommunications partner. We hope that our guests have a very good experience. Together, we are unstoppable. Thank you for God and my country.
Hi Fifi, how are you?
I'm fine.
Baby, whenever I eat chips and chicken, I feel stomachache, joint pain and body weakness.
My dear, go to MX Nutrition Center and learn the best food for your body. And get treatment according to your blood group. Are you sure? Yes.
By the way, do you know your blood group, genotype,
and how much you need to exercise? Come to Timex Nutrition Center for professional advice on how to manage your health and immune boosting. At Timex, we treat diseases like diabetes, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, pressure, and many more. For details, find us at our headquarters in Kampala on Nasa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor. We also have a branch in Barara, or call us on 0758 819952 or 0778 288361. Timex, be your own doctor.
Metu Bus Industries, Namamve, the manufacturers of buses for transporters, schools, tour operators, and special purpose vans and any customized vehicle. Metu Bus Industries offers a range of buses known for safety, comfort, and reliability. Depending on your needs, a bus can simply be a point A to point B people mover with just seats, or a special design that includes power outlet, Wi-Fi, television, refreshment center, and any other specification. Buy your buses from Metu and support industrialization of Uganda. Contact us on 0788 118586 or 0782 030303. Email us metuafricabus@gmail.com. Visit our website www.metubusafrica.com.
Well, welcome everyone to the biggest game on the continent.
And you have to. You've got to just seize those moments and enjoy them as much as you possibly can.
UBC News Tonight. Thank you so much for watching and welcome back from the break. As the Non-Aligned Movement Summit continues at Speak Resort Munyonyo, UBC went downtown Kampala to get people's views about the summit that started today, Monday, January 15th, 2024, attended by over 5,000 delegates. However, the common man seems to have taken by the outstanding preparations that may not benefit them directly. Policy has it that all the country's sectors will benefit. The delegates hail from over 100 countries, and South Sudan has also applied to join the movement. We have details here.
We are so grateful as Ugandans for the NAM summit, because we are going to benefit as a country, because it's true that government has invested some money, but we are going to recover that money because these people who are coming, they are going also to engage in other activities like tourism, where they are going to go in our different national parks, and they will be spending money in hotels, buying foodstuffs. Even the agriculturists are already benefiting, because these visitors are eating our local food, because you can't come to Uganda and fail to eat matoke or any other local food. So we are already benefiting. All Ugandans, I want to urge you, all Ugandans who come into contact with these visitors, to try and sweet talk them, tell them all the potentials of Uganda, tell them how beautiful our country is, so that when they go back, they can also encourage other people to come and visit Uganda, and we benefit.
Because some big investors may be gaining something, but we, the people who deal in the informal sector, we people who have small businesses, we see we are gaining nothing. People of big hotels like Munyonyo, hostels and other places, people who have fresh meals, what and what are gaining. But we people of downtown, we are gaining nothing.
Thank you so much for watching. Let's take another short break. We return in just a while.
Have you packed more with Harbour jelly and Harbour foam? Yes, we packed. It will protect your skin from skin rashes. More with pack. It is a new improved more with Harbour jelly. So soft and smooth.
It is a more with Harbour jelly. Tell me, kids, the scent? Any irritations? No more rashes and irritations. Movit Harbour Jelly and Harbour Soap is rich in natural herbs for a smooth and glowing skin.
Movit all day confidence.
Junko.
Yo.
What you go? Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the Parish development model, PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Junko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Membership growth. Since its establishment in 1961, with 25 member countries, the non-aligned movement has witnessed consistent growth, now encompassing over 122 nations. This expansion underscores NAM's enduring appeal, attracting a diverse array of countries seeking to maintain a non-aligned stance. Over the decades, the movement has evolved into a global forum, providing smaller and newly independent nations a collective platform on the international stage. Economic focus. In response to the era of economic globalization, the non-aligned movement has expanded its focus beyond political ideals to advocate for a more equitable international economic order. The movement recognizes the need for economic cooperation and development initiatives that benefit all member states, particularly those in the developing world.
UBC News Tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Now, UBC's Timothy Nyangweso caught up with the Foreign Affairs Ministry Permanent Secretary Vincent Bajide shortly after the afternoon session of the Non-Aligned Movement Summit that opened today in Munyonyo, and they had a chat. This is what the PS had to say.
Ambassador Waiswa Vincent Bajide, the Permanent Secretary to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
So, first and foremost, congratulations. This must have kept you up for a while. How do you feel about it, and how is it going so far?
Well, so far it's going in accordance to our plan. We are happy that the delegates are here. They arrived well. We received them well at the airport, transported them to their hotels, their accommodation. And we've managed to get them here in time, in the morning. For those who didn't stay at the Speak Resort Munyonyo, We've gotten them here to start the session. So everything is fine so far.
So, have they been able to experience Uganda? Have you given them an experience of Uganda so far? Food, culture, and all these things. How far is it, and how do they feel about it?
Well, I mean, the hotels are serving local food. So in that context, yes, they're experiencing our local cuisines. And some of them have been in Uganda before, so it's not the first time, it's not new to them. But there are those who are coming for the first time. And indeed, it's a learning process for them.
Very beautiful scenery of the Rwenzori Convention Center. When you look at this, should we be positioning ourselves as a country, especially for conferences and meetings, as a tourist destination there?
Well, I mean, the reason why government co-invested in this facility was to increase our portfolio of facilities that we can use for meetings, international conferences and events. So we are now set. This is the inaugural event, and we look forward to hosting many more.
Very well done, both at the airport and here on the receiving of the guests. This morning I was hearing some of the experiences, amazing experiences there. But how do they get to face the countryside, the green of this country, especially our traditional tourism, like the baboons or the gorillas there?
We have worked as a whole of government, different ministries, departments and agencies playing different roles. In that respect, Uganda Tourism Board has prepared something that the delegates can consider. Should they be spending an extra day or two in Kampala, excursions have been arranged.
The committees are going on, and that's not a discussion we'll have. But when you look at especially the theme, cooperation, global affluence, why did you choose this theme for this summit?
Our theme is deepening cooperation for global shared affluence. And that theme is informed by the need to add value to the products that we have in our country. For instance, we grow coffee, export coffee in its raw form, and we make very little money. Yet, indeed, if we added value to coffee and exported the equivalent of Nescafe, Uganda will be making a lot more money. So our theme is informed by that proposition.
Very interesting that you said that. From here, you have the G77 plus China happening come over the weekend. Are you prepared for also that coming through, and also the delegations to be able to leave the country as organized as you've been so far?
Well, the good news is NAM has a membership of 120 member states. G77 has a membership of 134 member states. Of the two, 116 countries belong to both. So those delegations are already here, and they'll continue after NAM. They'll just proceed straight into the G77 plus China.
So what does the composition look like? We were very expectant. What does it look like in terms of numbers? Have you hit your target? What would you say are the achievements so far?
Well, I mean, we, as I said, NAM is 120 member states. We have 90 to 93 member states that are here, that are participating, and that's way above our expectation. And the delegations, the numbers are good, and everything, as I said earlier, is well aligned, and we're on course.
Any learnings from this for future meetings and conferences happening in Uganda?
Certainly, a lot of learning in terms of handling large delegations, in terms of preparing for high-level meetings such as this one. So as the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, together with the entire NOC, after the meeting, we shall be documenting our experiences so that they inform the future.
Juko.
Yo.
Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the Parish development model, PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. But what you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
It's super fast internet. Oh, it's a super camera. It's a super battery.
Phone battery full.
Yeah, it's a super deal. Get the Kabode Super from MTN now at a reduced initial deposit of only 49,000 shillings and pay the balance in Pola for as low as 833 shillings per day. Grab this Super Kabode deal and get 2 GB of free MTN data every month for 8 months. Get the Kabode Super now from any MTN shop countrywide. Everywhere you go, MTN.
Regulated by UCC.
Start the new year in style with a variety of wine products from K Roma Uganda Limited. Bella Sweet Red Wine, Bella Pruko Wine, Bella Alta Wine, Bella Royal Dry Wine, Bella Passion Fruit Wine, Bella Hibiscus Juice, Bella Hibiscus Soft Drink, Bella Hibiscus Tea, among others. Available in all shops and supermarkets countrywide. K Roma Uganda Limited, the producers of Bella Wines, are located in Chirabulindo, Chira Municipality. For more information, call 0772 506 155 or 0704 161 398. Bella Wines, savor the taste.
Well, welcome everyone to the biggest game on the continent.
And you have to. You've got to just seize those moments and enjoy them as much as you possibly can.
Membership growth. Since its establishment in 1961, with 25 member countries, the non-aligned movement has witnessed consistent growth, now encompassing over 122 nations. This expansion underscores NAM's enduring appeal, attracting a diverse array of countries seeking to maintain a non-aligned stance. Over the decades, the movement has evolved into a global forum, providing smaller and newly independent nations a collective platform on the international stage.
On behalf of the government of Uganda, I would like to extend our appreciation to MTN Uganda for having accepted to partner with government to brand and provide connectivity for the 19th Non-Aligned Movement Summit and the 3rd South Summit. Thank you, MTN Uganda, for accepting to be our official telecommunications partner. We hope that our guests have a very good experience. Together, we are unstoppable. Thank you for God and my country.
Alice Wekesa is a spirited and devoted advocate and champion for Uganda. His never-ending optimism, curiosity, and passion for all things Ugandan can be felt in every tweet and interaction. Amos also puts his money where his mouth is by investing in domestic tourism so that people get a feel of what Uganda has to offer. Amos, a grateful nation thanks you. You are unstoppable. MTN, the Unstoppable Network, celebrates you. Visit GreatLakesSafaris.com and together, let's support Ugandans like Amos who are driving our country's unstoppable progress.
UBC News tonight. On the inaugural day of the Non-Aligned Movement Summit in Munyonyo, traffic flow along the Non-Aligned Movement corridor exhibited a semblance of normalcy, defying expectations of significant disruptions due to announced road diversions. Contrary to the anticipated inconveniences, the utilization of the motorcycles in certain diverted areas proved to be a convenient alternative. Also, the Entebbe Expressway reported smooth and unimpeded traffic flow, providing further reassurance of a well-managed transportation system during the event, as Ayagban Kwahwa tells in this story.
Aligned Movement Summit kicked off today at the Commonwealth Resort Munyonyo amidst regulated traffic guidance in and around the designated routes of Kampala. From the Namungona roundabout and the northern bypass onset, civilians in ordinary attire engaged in confrontations with taxi operators, attempting to load passengers along the bypass in violation of established restrictions. The roads were characterized by security presence, including deployment of UPDF, military and police forces along the bypass. Anti-riot water cannon trucks were also strategically stationed for swift and effective responses. Traffic conditions remained unaffected through Mulago Kubiri, extending to Mulago Wandegea roundabout and Yusuf Lule up to Nile Avenue. At the Busega roundabout, traffic appeared normal, with deployed traffic police guiding motorists.
When it comes to the northern bypass, we shall have a diversion at Busega flyover and on the slip roads to restrict all vehicles from accessing the Kampala-Entebbe Expressway. This is only when there is a need for that.
The Entebbe Expressway also reported normal traffic flow all the way to Commonwealth Resort Munyonyo. Delegates' vehicles were on various routes transporting delegates. On Wavamuno Road leading to the venue off Kansa-Ngagaba Road, delegates from Muyenga and the city accessed the venue.
Now, the component of the all diversion is that whenever motorcades are arriving, for example, at this specific time, motorcades arrive, the traffic is stopped, the delegates move, and then traffic continues.
Guided by lead motorbikes and patrols. Despite concerns, much anticipated inconveniences were not witnessed on the first day of the 19th Non-Aligned Movement Summit. Ivan Kahwa and Juman Samba, UBC News.
Our reporter also talked to the State Minister for Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Henry Okello Oriem, and this is what they had in their discussion.
Good afternoon and Happy New Year.
Hello, Happy New Year. I'm glad to be here meeting you for the first time this new year, right here in Speak Munyonyo, where we're going to have the fantastic NAM Summit and the G77 meeting plus China.
Congratulations first and foremost. 93 delegates here, a lot of work happening, ministers coming through, heads of states coming through. How does this make you feel that you've been in the works for a very long time and now fruit is being borne?
I'm really excited. This is my second major summit since I became since being a Minister of Foreign Affairs. The first one was the Chogam, which we had here, and the Queen even attended it, and it was a fantastic occasion. and we thought we had done it all. But this is the big one. This is really big. With a new convention center built by the government of Uganda in conjunction with Mr. Zoro Perelia. It's the most modern convention center in the moment in Eastern Central Africa, with the most modern gadgets, with a modern convention center and modern facilities. And I'm sure that the delegates will be able to deliberate the next few days here in a very cordial and friendly atmosphere, the type they have not even seen.
And let's get first to the Ugandans who are out there watching you and I. Why should they be interested in watching or getting to know what the Nana Line movement is all about, and what should they expect?
I think this is an opportunity once again for Uganda to get the limelight and attention, and also attracting others for the right reason. Normally we are castigated by Western countries, and the people around the world are misinformed about the Uganda. But this is us to put the record straight and really showcase what Uganda really is in terms of its capacity to host such a huge international summit, and also to host one of the biggest delegations that can come to any summit on record. We have got close to 29 head of states who are coming to this convention, and it's a very big number. The fact that we can accommodate all of them comfortably in Kampala, the fact that we can give them all the logistics that befits head of states and governments shows that Uganda is has matured and is now ready for the big things.
Honorable Minister, what opportunities can Uganda seize from this, and what benefit do we see at the end of both summits?
One thing you can be sure that Uganda for many years to come will be the next destinations for conferences, meetings and big seminars, because those individuals around the world that hold seminars, international seminars, conferences will choose Munyonyo and Uganda in particular for destination for the modern and state-of-the-art convention that we have here. So they'll know that hosting any summits, conferences or meetings in this place, we can be assured of brand new facilities, brand new equipment and state-of-the-art environment. Number two, this summits dispels what I've just been telling you about the negative and the wrong way Uganda has been portrayed. I think this will allow those who promote tourism and want to come to Uganda or East Africa as a destination of tourism, when they watch on their televisions and when they see on the internet and other medias how many head of states come here confidently, sure not only of the comfort, but sure of the security of their persons and personnels as head of states, coming in here and staying in Uganda for 3-4 days, then the tourists will say that if a head of state surely can come here, if ministers can come here, senior officials from different walks of life can come here, they will feel comfortable to come to Uganda and use Uganda as a tourist destination for the next few years.
Should we anticipate that the private sector should see bilateral, multilateral agreements made here, and will they trickle down to an ordinary Ugandan?
There will be a side investment summit at Serena Hotel, which will purposely was developed to attract investment opportunities not only in Uganda but the whole of Eastern community countries. We decided as Uganda not to be selfish. We decided as Uganda to ensure that our brothers and sisters can also have an opportunity to showcase their countries as a destination for investments, and hence it will be led by Uganda investment authorities at Serena. But we are sure, therefore, that those who will come here and see Uganda physically will then take a decision to consolidate their positions and sign investment opportunities or sign memorandum understandings so that they can, in future, come to put solid money on the ground.
And that's very good to even hear from you, but also being that our balance of trade deficit is there, and we also have things like milk, coffee, what opportunities do you hope to seize for our products to be exported, especially in produce there?
You know, in recent months,
there have been a lot of debate on the issue of coffee. And I've more and more come to learn when I travel and talk to people and give them samples of our coffee, how our coffee, I'm told, has got the best aroma and the best taste compared to other coffee in the market. I think this will be a boom for our coffee opportunities to sell Uganda coffee, where we are doing millions of, almost 200 million bags already. I think also in terms of our fruits and vegetables, Ugandan pineapples, Uganda avocados, and Uganda fresh vegetables, unbeatable the world over. So this will eventually lead for people to see opportunities in Uganda. Those who will visit will say, there's an opportunity in Uganda. The delegation will say, there's an opportunity in Uganda. Let us go and tell our people back home that we tasted Ugandan food, we tasted Ugandan coffee, we tasted Ugandan tea, we saw the environment in Uganda. I think our people can go to Uganda and do some business in Uganda. That is one. Number two, those who see on TV will also get the attraction of how fantastic and how marvelous this place is, because this will be on television for the next few days. Positive, positive, positive. Hence, I'm sure that investors and those who want to promote business in Uganda will definitely take the bold step to come to Uganda.
Honorable Minister, my last question to you. You are going to take leadership of the non-aligned movement. You're going to take leadership of the South Summit there. How do you look at leveraging these two, especially for the long haul, as a ministry?
We intend to make NAM relevant. NAM has been sidelined for many years. The international order is changing. There is need to change the international order. The African countries have come to age. We demand and insist that time for lecturing us, time for policing us, time for bullying us has come to an end. We need relevance, and we need to be at the top table to be able to take decisions that determine our future, and we don't want our future to be determined by other few countries who determine our future for their own interests. Therefore, we are going to use NAM as chair of NAM to make sure that NAM is of relevance and NAM can be respected. And the members of NAM can stand up bold and say no to bullying, no to lecturing, and no to being treated as if we're third class and not being treated as equals.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. I really appreciate your time. And congratulations for hosting such twin summits that are successful.
Thank you. Watch this space for the next few days. Thank you.
I'm up for a surprise. Thank you. That was Honorable Okele Oriem, who has given us a brief, especially on what the expectations are, what we'll be leveraging when we take the chairmanship of both NAM and the G77 there. He says we as Africa, we have become of age. We need to sit on the table and be part of making the decision. We have become a big boy, as we say these days, to be able to make the decisions there. But we will wait for the resolutions that will come from this. As he said, when the senior officials are done, the ministers will come in to look at what the senior officials have done. The ministers will hand it over to the heads of state, which heads of state will declare the resolution that will become the Kampala Declaration, therefore becoming domesticated both here and the various countries that will be taking this on. That will be tomorrow when the ministers take it on. But from us to you, Timothy Nyangweso here for UBC, I return you to normal programming.
We thank you so much for watching. Let's take another short break.
Start the new year in style with a variety of wine products from K Roma Uganda Limited. Bella Sweet Red Wine, Bella Pruko Wine, Bella Alta Wine, Bella Royal Dry Wine, Bella Passion Fruit Wine, Bella Hibiscus Juice, Bella Hibiscus Soft Drink, Bella Hibiscus Tea, among others. Available in all shops and supermarkets countrywide. K Roma Uganda Limited, the producers of Bella Wines, are located in Chirabulindo, Chira Municipality. For more information, call 0772 506 155 or 0704 161 398. Bella Wines, savor the test.
welcome everyone to the biggest game on the continent.
And you have to. You've got to just seize those moments and enjoy them as much as you possibly can.
Membership growth. Since its establishment in 1961, with 25 member countries, the non-aligned movement has witnessed consistent growth, now encompassing over 122 nations. This expansion underscores NAM's enduring appeal, attracting a diverse array of countries seeking to maintain a non-aligned stance. Over the decades, the movement has evolved into a global forum, providing smaller and newly independent nations a collective platform on the international stage.
UBC News Tonight. Since each member state under the non-aligned movement has its land laws and policies, where legal minds say efforts are still required to have the declarations and resolutions from NAM implemented. A lawyer, Sam Wandera Ogalo, and Makerere Law Don Daniel Ruweza say that if there are no efforts to foster the implementation of the resolutions, the movement will not be relevant to the member countries.
At least 120 countries are expected to attend the 19th Non-Aligned Movement Summit and G77 China Summits at Munyonyo in Kampala. In such summits, member countries meet to discuss goals as development countries and the way forward, and the implementation of the resolutions thereafter. The laws and laws governing the NAM and G77 China summits, at every climax of the summits, member states agree on declarations and resolutions.
Because for me, for a body to be relevant, it would have to be like the Security Council, a decision of the Security Council, which can enforce and implement its own what it has come up with. If those resolutions, declarations, policies they come up with are to make any sense, the body requires institutional and organizational reform.
The declarations and resolutions from the two summits must be implemented in 120 member state countries.
Because what normally happens is that you get to have a treaty depending on the country. So for example, Uganda is what we call a dualist nation. There are other countries that are monist nations. Now, with a monist nation, once you sign up on a treaty, it becomes law and implementable immediately. In Uganda, however, and other dualist nations, having executed the treaty, then you must bring it to your parliament and say, this is what we agreed upon, and the parliament must sanction or approve or ratify. And if there is need for legislation to be enacted, then specific legislation, a specific law will have to be passed.
Since each member country has its own home laws and policies, the implementation of the declaration or resolutions may seem hard.
I think it's very easy because you see, first, the heads of state have to accept that this is a policy permissible in our country. So I don't think it's a very difficult thing to do. It's an easy thing to do. However, if it has a financial implication, it may take longer to implement because of the absence or unavailability of funds.
Every state that comes and sends a delegate participates in the negotiation. So now it depends on one, political willingness, The political leadership must be ready to do so. 2, your economic bag. So depending on what you are required to do, hopefully if you have the finances or you don't have the finances, that will determine how well you implement whichever resolutions you agree upon.
There are bodies like UN, OAU, G77, and the NAM, which was formed in 1947, to tackle issues affecting or benefiting member countries.
Because NAM is not a coercive entity, and members have joined voluntarily out of their need to fulfill common objectives, especially in the area of development. It is very likely that most of the objectives passed in this summit shall be fulfilled because of the goodwill of the member states who are party to NAM.
Uganda has been a part of the preferential trade area, East African community, and there are certain advantages of being part of the East African community. We are now talking about one passport, the budgets are read at the same time. We have a court, the East African Court of Justice, that listens to issues that pertain to the community. So there are certain advantages that come with that, you know, protection and negotiation for better markets, better businesses. Now with NAM as well, you might have particular things you want to do as an individual nation. But because you are part of the non-aligned movement, you'll be assumed, or you should be able to align with the values of NAM as opposed to going it your own way.
With NAM, developing countries share a common goal. However, legal minds say there are still existing gaps which member countries need to address.
If they met and put in place systems, mechanisms, reforms which make them relevant today, it will be a very good thing. Many of them are South countries who have the same kind of problems. So it is an opportunity for them to reform it, to meet today's challenges.
Some of the challenges will be if a new leadership crops up and a new government that does not agree with the values of NAM comes up.
So we need a block of consorted common voices that can propel our personal interests as developing countries. If we're talking about development, how do we do sustainable, responsible development? We keep our green, we keep our nature, but also metamorphose into a productive entity.
Legal minds also highlight major issues member countries should discuss during the summit.
Well, I think economic independence is something that is very important. As long as we are not totally economically independent, then most of these resolutions will always be subject to who is going to finally find the money to do whatever is needed.
The question of environmental protection is critical. It is even going to be a security issue. We are mortgaging these countries. It's going to affect future generations. When we are overborrowing, we can't pay, and not even affect future generations. It's affecting it that we cannot now do service delivery.
I think number one should be, how do African countries access cheap capital? Because we need money to develop. We need money to build industries. But it's becoming extremely impossible for us to achieve those if we do not have access to cheap capital.
What I would do, advise to have on agenda in the next meeting institutional reforms of NAM. The type of institutional reform which will make that body relevant to today's challenges.
The 2024 Non-Aligned Movement Summit is on the theme Deepening Cooperation for Shared Global Influence, while the G77 China Summit will be held under the theme Leaving No One Behind. Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
The Civil Aviation Authority has confirmed that 403 delegates have so far jetted into the country. Public Affairs Department of the Uganda Civil Aviation Authority, Toneo team, told UBC that the delegates have come through Entebbe International Airport's commercial wing, as we see in this report.
Day one of the NAM summit here at Entebbe International Airport has been somber, with less activity than we expected. The Civil Aviation Authority confirms that 403 guests, or should I call them delegates, have jetted into the country between the 10th and 15th of January 2024, and only 12 of these have come in today. Now, the protocol dictates that these guests are taken to the VIP lounge, they are briefed, and then taken directly to their places of accommodation or the venue of the summit, and that is Peak Resort Munyonyo. Now, the peak days for arrival are expected to be tomorrow, Tuesday the 16th, because the next day, on Wednesday, will be the NAM Ministerial Summit. Stay tuned for more updates as we give you the news. Wadulo Mark Arnold at Entebbe International Airport.
Africa Trade and Investment Forum has started at the Kampala Serena Hotel. The event, graced by the first Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for East African Affairs, Rebecca Kadaga, was attended by local and international participants. They seek to create synergies, foster collaboration. The event will offer networking opportunities with a common goal of growing regional and international trade.
No, we need to do something. Don't think before it gets serious.
Let us focus on the removal of the no-touch barriers which impede trade amongst us. Regional economic communities and governments are critical in the process of eliminating those NTBs and should take the lead in the harmonization of the policies and legal frameworks. But this requires a lot of political will, and urge the private sector to put their governments to task to implement the commitments that they made in the trade agreements, which are aimed at opening markets, the transfer of skills and innovation across the region and beyond.
We've negotiated a lot of markets as Uganda. Right Honorable Prime Minister, you've been on top of this, and together with His Excellency the President, more especially the East African community now is talking one language. The only few challenges that will come will be sorted because the leaders to sort them are there. But Uganda has become a point because we have set standards, the standards that have been coopted by East African community and other countries. So when you produce in Uganda, know that you are producing to the real standards, the world standards, competitiveness in the market, the way we've been, what we've been looking for.
And in this country, what makes us very classic is the fact that God has blessed us with natural resources. You mentioned it. If you're talking about minerals, we have over 35 minerals in this country. So you're an investor here, and I've been talking to investors from different countries. I interacted with the ones from Turkey, the ones from Egypt before coming in here, and everyone has got a niche. And so I just want to tell you that from minerals, name it, whether it is gold, copper, tin, niobium, copper, cobalt, you will find it here. And our policy is that you do value addition in this country. And if you do value addition in this country, we will support you. We make our land available for you free of taxes, free of cost. You do not have to pay.
Happening a sideline with NAM and G77. It is a very exciting moment for East Africa in the sense that the 6 fastest growing economies in the world are coming from East Africa, and Uganda being among them. We talk about Rwanda, Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda, also DRC Congo, posting an average GDP growth of around 6%. So this is exciting in the sense that the world is coming to look at the opportunities in terms of trade, in terms of tourism, in terms of investment.
Definitely the issue of East Africa is a serious matter for integration, economic integration, removal of barriers, and all the things that unite the people of East Africa, economic, political, social. East Africa is the most important region in Africa, and it has a lot of resources and has a great potential for business, not only in Africa but throughout the world.
Oh, quite a big delegation. You're most welcome.
buli munya-uganda nayetenga amakuru marungi. UBC West erina amakuru marungi kandi agali kwesigwa. Leero za programu zaayo ziri omu Runyakitara hamwe n'Orufumbira. UBC West eine tekinologiya ey'omulembe eri kugibaasisa kuhika omu bicweka byona omu ihanga nangu n'aheeru y'eihanga. Tukwatire aha frequency zetu: Kisoro 97.7 Fama, Kalari 93.7 Fama, Hoima 99.1 Fama, Kampala 105.7 Fama, Mbarara 97.4 Fama, Futpoto 98.8 Fama, Masindi 5 Fama. Kurikiriza UBC West ohurire n'baganiza. UBC West empika huna.
UBC is the national public broadcaster. We educate, inform, entertain, and inspire our audiences. You can watch us on free-to-air channel 001, DSTV channel 282, GoTV channel 371, Star Times channel 201, Zuku TV channel 20, and Azam TV channel 350. Even when your subscription expires, you can still watch UBC for free on your pay TV platforms.
Do you trust me?
Go!
He escaped. I want my Yeti back!
Where's my show?
Where is she? Fine.
You're a monster.
Run away and never return.
Thank you for this journey. No matter how it ends.
I don't know what comes next.
Junko. Yo. What you go? Check the shopping, man. What's your secret? Haven't you heard of the Parish development model PDM? Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk. No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Junko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Well, welcome everyone to the biggest game on the continent.
And you have to. You've got to just seize those moments and enjoy them as much as you possibly can.
It's super fast internet. Oh, it's a super camera. It's a super battery.
Phone battery full.
Yeah, it's a super deal. Get the Capote Super from MTN now at a reduced initial deposit of only 49,000 shillings and pay the balance in Pola for as low as 833 shillings per day. Grab this Super Capote deal and get 2 GB of free MTN data every month for 8 months. Get the Capote Super now from any MTN shop countrywide. Everywhere you go, MTN. Regulated by UCC.
Membership growth. Since its establishment in 1961, with 25 member countries, the non-aligned movement has witnessed consistent growth, now encompassing over 122 nations. This expansion underscores NAM's enduring appeal, attracting a diverse array of countries seeking to maintain a non-aligned stance. Over the decades, the movement has evolved into a global forum, providing smaller and newly independent nations a collective platform on the international stage.
Start the new year in style with a variety of wine products from K Roma Uganda Limited. Bella Sweet Red Wine, Bella Pruko Wine, Bella Alta Wine, Bella Royal Dry Wine, Bella Passion Fruit Wine, Bella Hibiscus Juice, Bella Hibiscus Soft Drink, Bella Hibiscus Tea, among others. Available in all shops and supermarkets countrywide. Roma Uganda Limited, the producers of Bella Wines, are located in Chirabulindo, Chira Municipality. For more information, call 0772 506 155 or 0704 161 398. Bella Wines, savor the test.
Have you packed more with Harbour jelly and Harbour soap? Yes, we packed packs. It will protect your skin from skin rashes. More with pack. It is a new improved more with Harbour jelly. So soft and smooth. It is a more with Harbour jelly.
Tell me, kids, the scent. Any irritations? No more rashes and irritations. Movit Harbour Jelly and Harbour Soap is rich in natural herbs for a smooth and glowing skin.
Movit all day confidence.
Well, welcome everyone to the biggest game on the continent.
And you have to. You've got to just seize those moments and enjoy them as much as you possibly can.
Amos Wekesa is a spirited and devoted advocate and champion for Uganda. His never-ending optimism, curiosity, and passion for all things Ugandan can be felt in every tweet and interaction. Amos also puts his money where his mouth is by investing in domestic tourism so that people get a feel of what Uganda has to offer. Amos, a grateful nation thanks you. You are unstoppable. MTN, the Unstoppable Network, celebrates you. Visit GreatLakesSafaris.com and together, let's support Ugandans like Amos who are driving our country's unstoppable progress.
Juko. Yo. Check the shopping, man. What's your secret? Haven't you heard of the Parish development model PDM? Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk. No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving. Juko. I thought I was one of your friends. You are. But you left me behind. I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Amos Wekesa is a spirited and devoted advocate and champion for Uganda. His never-ending optimism, curiosity, and passion for all things Ugandan can be felt in every tweet and interaction. Amos also puts his money where his mouth is by investing in domestic tourism so that people get a feel of what Uganda has to offer. Amos, a grateful nation thanks you. You are unstoppable. MTN, the Unstoppable Network, celebrates you. Visit GreatLakesSafaris.com and together, let's support Ugandans like Amos who are driving our country's unstoppable progress.
UBC is the national public broadcaster. We educate, inform, entertain, and inspire our audiences. You can watch us on free-to-air channel 001, DSTV channel 282, GoTV channel 371, Star Times channel 201, Zuku TV channel 20, and Azam TV channel 350. Even when your subscription expires, you can still watch UBC for free on your pay TV platforms.
To give more attention, pay more attention to the non-aligned movement summit that Uganda is hosting as we continue to write our history as a country. We already have over 400 guests within the country. The summit opened today and more activities to do with it are continuing. More heads of state are being expected and things like that. But the connection of this summit with the common man at the grassroots is still something that we have to highlight so much that the question of how do we benefit gets to be answered. We will have a brief interview here, and the guest is Honorable Dr. Apea Agnes Atim. She's a member of Parliament representing Amolata. Honorable, where is that to my viewer? Amolata,
Amolata is in Langu sub-region.
Yes. Which district is that?
It's a peninsula district that is in the middle of Lake Kyoga and Lake Kwania.
Wow. You must be enjoying a lot of fish.
A lot of fish, yes.
Wow.
And I think almost 80% of the population actually do fishing.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. It's my boss who invited you. You should have carried some fish for me.
I know.
Anyway,
yes.
So we are going to now talk about the connection of NAM and its benefit, or how it can touch the woman in Amolata. Yes, I'll choose Amolata as to bring out the local person at the grassroots and specifically now the woman.
Yeah.
First of all, what do you make of this summit coming to Uganda? And we have it 5 days of digging trees from near and far here in our country. Everybody is excited.
I know.
What is your view?
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think we need to applaud our country and our president for always standing out for the main principles of NAM, first of all. That is looking at issues of peace and development, issues of integration and networking, and bringing countries together to agree on a common cause. So for me, it is a very big opportunity as a country, and I think as a country, it's one of its kind, and you're aware that I think it's the first of its kind that a country is hosting both NAM and G77 plus China. And for me, that's not a mean achievement. And also, NAM brings in, it gives our country a better image in terms of democracy. I mean, 100 and how many countries?
120.
120 countries cannot just come to a country just like that. So for me, it's
you can't
really
be looked at as an ordinary country.
It's really an approval to the world that there is a country called Uganda that resonates with the NAM principles, and all the other countries believes that Uganda is one of those countries that we have to look up to. So for me, that alone gives us a very good diplomatic image, also the democratic principles, but also the whole context really around NAM.
Okay.
And so it's something that as a country we really need to appreciate and leverage the opportunities that comes with it. Because it's very rare that a country, I think Uganda is also the first in East Africa, right?
Yes.
So that alone shows you that even within the East African bloc, we have put something on the table. Definitely. And we really need to appreciate our country.
Flag has somehow gone higher than the rest.
Exactly, yeah.
How do you think an event like this, very big in nature, can connect with the woman, with the ordinary person at the grassroots in specific look, the woman?
I think one thing we need to appreciate that this event brings in, I know everyone is talking about the trade and investment opportunity. People are talking about diplomatic ties. People are talking about knowledge, technology, cultural exchange, and all that. Now, if you bring it to the context of a local person in my village in Amolata district,
yes.
If you talk about, for example, trade, what is it that Uganda as a country trades in? Majorly, you'll find that it's majorly agricultural products. And who participates in those agricultural products? It's women. Almost 70% of women are the main contributors in our agricultural sector. So you look at it in that context. Just bring it down to just the food. I always like talking about things that are really...
Everybody can easily
understand.
Yes.
The bigger ones,
it is better
we have the forum to talk that as well. Now, look at just the food. Did you say 400 people? And I like my colleague in the tourism sector.
The story you had at the airport, the Civil Aviation has registered around 403
so
people.
Just think about those 400 people are going to have breakfast, they're going to have lunch, they're going to have dinner, they'll have the teas. Just in that context, somehow, some chicken, some eggs, some matoke is going to be eaten by those people. So my people down there should appreciate that. They may not know it, see it directly coming to them, but those things that we produce locally will actually find itself on the table. And look at the tourism sector. I think for the next 5 days or 1 week, I'm very sure, I think 2 weeks almost, I'm very sure that all our colleagues in the tourism sector, in the service, in the hotel industries and all that will have their guests booked in, and definitely it will contribute something to our economy. And all this, if you bring it down again to that person who is going to do the cleaning,
yes,
to the factory that's going to manufacture the soap, so it comes with all the value chain that is involved. But when we see that NAM, the presidents, the 400, people tend to forget the other behind the scenes that actually happen. So for me, in my view, I think as a country and every citizen of this country needs to appreciate that this event brings so much opportunities to our people indirectly. There's what we call direct jobs and indirect, or direct benefits and indirect benefits. So as a country, there are so many indirect benefits that our people at the local level will really leverage from this opportunity.
Have you talked to some village people, and do they really know or understand NAM?
Apparently, and that goes to you, the media, apparently in our local radio stations, yes, they will hear about the news, but there has not been as much awareness raising as much as we would have loved to make our people understand.
Okay.
Yes, like for us here in Kampala, on news and on newspapers and all that, we are able to read or understand and comprehend what is going to happen. But it's very difficult for our people to understand. Of course, they know that countries are coming together to discuss issues of climate change, to discuss issues of governance of our different countries, of course to discuss issues of trade and investment, infrastructure and all that. But we've not been able to dissect that into, you know, a simpler term and also and communicate it to our people. And I think that for me it's a gap as a country, that I think for such kind of events we needed to have had the way I found you translating it for our colleagues, our people with disabilities. We needed, for example, to have our local radio stations and our local TVs probably translating some of the things that are happening in the local language. Exactly. But I think that is, maybe that was overlooked. Maybe it is meant to be at a policy making level, which is okay. But you remember, I think there was an address by the president who tried to bring it out, but not really to the detail that our people would be able to understand. So I think and also we still have time. The media people should be able to do that. I know UBC is widely viewed across the country.
Plus our radio network.
And our radio network as well. So I think we need to make an effort for our people to understand the significance of this conference and what comes out of it. Yeah.
The organizers and the delegates that are watching TV are watching you.
Yes.
The organizers, our good friend, the Honorable Bajir, the PS, and the people that are running the thing could be watching TV.
Yeah.
What do you think in the ingredients and the arrangements of the whole summit and the activities? How do you think they can involve, what are the things you think they can involve that will be felt at the grassroots?
I think mainly, like I've just alluded
if
to
you
already.
Look at the agenda and things like that.
No, I think for now the agenda, changing the agenda and all that would be overstretched.
Yes.
But my expectation is that if we are talking about climate change,
yes,
it would be very prudent that, yes, we talk at it at a global level, but it would be very important, particularly for our Ugandan delegates, to have those discussions refer to some of these local experiences that we're experiencing in the country. For example, we've seen how floods have been devastating. In my district of Amolata, last year, almost all the roads were cut off.
True.
Up to now, as we talk, our roads are impassable. And that shouldn't be looked at it should be looked at as a local content that informs the policy level at the NAM discussion. So for me, my expectation would be that the delegates who are representing our country, for example, Uganda, should be able to bring out those local experiences and local examples to inform the discussions on the table. Most times these big meetings are very important, but they forget the reality on ground. And they put in the big words and the memos and the resolutions, which are good enough, and I'm sure, of course, there are formats to do that.
But they only resonate with people of a certain
at
class.
that level. But I think also now as policymakers, as they do that, as a country, we need to then be able to bring down the resolutions to make it work for us as a country. And so I think the whole issue is, again, after NAM, then what, okay? I'm sure NAM is going to raise very critical issues. But then as a country, and I'm very confident that the organizers have got that in the agenda, that after these resolutions, as a country, we need to bring it down and see how best we can then engage all the different levels of policymakers on how these resolutions are going to work for us. I am one of these that I'm one of the people who think that we should use every opportunity that such summits come with. The resolutions, what will that resolution mean for us as a country? What will it mean to our local people at the grassroots level? In every aspect of the discussions. And I think that we have an opportunity as a country. First, as a host, and of course, as a host, we shall have as many delegates as possible. that should be able to engage and network with all these different countries and leverage that opportunity. For example, in the context, and I need to appreciate as well the organizers for organizing, is it the agribusiness summit that was there today, specifically for women. I think that was wonderful. Because in most cases, women or gender issues are forgotten. You know, I washed away under the carpets. But so having those specific attention on specific issues that affects women, for me, it was really well thought of. But the question is, after all these summits, after all these discussions as a country, do we have an implementation plan on how we are going to take these discussions? Because I trust my president, and I know...
Honorable, I'll bring that to you.
Yes.
You are a member of parliament.
Yes.
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 You asked a question which I totally agree with. After NAM, then what?
Yes.
The resolutions will be... I've had one of the part of the focus they talked about at the opening today. They talked about the situation in Gaza, looking at women and children that are dying and things like that. Those are the discussions are going to rotate around that.
Yeah.
But we have victims of the same situation in the area where you
in northern Uganda.
Exactly so. After NAM, then what as Uganda in relation between what the deliberations will hold and the real issues that we have in our country that are of the same nature? How do we implement the beliefs that we'll borrow from the deliberations?
That's
How would we?
That's why I'm saying that let us use this NAM, let's leverage the opportunity of NAM, which is bringing in a lot of experiences all over the world, and contextualize it in our own situation as a country. If you talk about Gaza, like you rightly said, and the children and the women dying, definitely as a country, we are going to share our experience as well, how we manage the Corn War and how we've repatriated and the gaps and the challenges and all that. We will share with the world. But also for us, we need to learn from there. And for me, I think one of the critical things that you're saying, what next? And you know, as a country, we need to use this opportunity to start thinking about how we pick these global experiences, these global resolutions, and come and implement it in our country. For me, the question of why is I would want to hear, as a member of parliament, I want to see what are the critical policy-related issues or laws-related issues that we can then bring to parliament and make them into laws and make them into policies so that it is implemented to impact the lives of our people. So for me, the experiences that this summit brings is immense, and I think we don't need to take it just like any other conference, but take it and use it for the good of our country. So for me, it is about the implementation of what comes out from the NAM. But in terms of the agenda, in terms of the choice of the people who are going to present, the discussions with the heads of states and all that, it's really well laid down the way it's supposed to be. And it's now, as a country, as the delegates who are going to attend, to use it really in the best way possible. And I remember as a region, as East Africa, we have all this East African agenda. We have the whole integration agenda. We should be able to learn from how the Asians have done it, how I think some of the European countries have done it, how other regions have done it, so that we are able to fast track, for example, our integration processes that has been around for a while. So, yeah.
I wanted to ask, at this stage, how do you think the ordinary Ugandan can be involved, can be attracted to be part of the whole arrangement as it is, to move with the pace?
I think for me, technology, if this was happening in those eras of ours there where there was no TV and no phones and all that,
You think it's the media now to
I think media plays the biggest role. And I think as a country we have that freedom of press, and you guys can really tell us what is going on and be able to take it down to the grassroots people. So that our people are engaged. For example, right now, I'm sure that they're really following and listening in. I don't know how much you are actually relating it to the local radios, and I think you've done research that majority of our people, local people, actually listen more to the radios than the TVs, because the people who have TVs are actually very few. But I've also seen our Ministry of ICT and National Guidance is doing really amazing work by briefing the country and telling the country how much work is going on and what's going on. And I'm sure that maybe every day they will be able to give those press conferences and press statements and all that, so that the whole country is able to follow actually what is happening. So for me, I think at this stage, the best we can do is to use the media as much as we can,
then
so that our people will be able,
Me, the ordinary Ugandan in Amolata.
Yeah.
How can I tap into this arrangement, opportunities and exposure and things like that? How can I take use of NAM?
I think our ordinary people, like I said, for those who may not have signed contracts and what to supply the food and all these kind of things, will be able to, again, through technology, through some of those information that will be passed to them, they should be able to then get, I think on, how do I call it, online, on websites and Facebook and Twitter and all those, for those who can afford, or manage to follow it, should be able to get some of the contacts, for example, knowing which countries have come and what opportunities are there in those countries, for example. I've seen our people in the tourism board are also trying as much as possible to showcase the country to the world. Actually, we have the whole world here. And I'm sure some of them might be able to go out there to see, the countryside and visit some places and have contacts with our local people and all that. So I think as a country, it's a great opportunity, and most of our people should be able to benefit in the processes that is going to happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is not our first time to host a very big event.
Yeah.
We have had the Chogam here.
Yeah.
Commonwealth, Parliamentary, something.
Recently.
No, recently we had the speakers, but during
the Commonwealth, yes.
Right from Bukadaga, there was the Commonwealth, another big event.
Yeah.
Now we have NAM.
Yeah.
As Uganda, how do you think we take advantage of these big opportunities?
I think we've evolved. If you talk about Chogam, and you talk about all these conferences and this today, first of all, in terms of infrastructure development, all this comes with preparations. Yes. And in the process of these preparations, our infrastructure tend to, to grow, and no doubt about it. And you've also seen, for example, our trade and investment. And I'm very sure that the growth figures that we are seeing now could have been as a result of that. I've just told you the numbers and how much foreign exchange is coming into the country. And I think some of these growth numbers that we are seeing now could be some of these conferences that you've mentioned has actually greatly contributed to that. But also the networks, the deals, the business deals. I'm sure you're aware that there are also business summits, there are also business investors that are coming on board. You've seen countries come to support Uganda. For example, we had China, supporting Uganda.
Some of the contacts come at such times.
Exactly. And also, I think I've just read when I was coming here, the country that was hosting it, I think previously, and
Azerbaijan.
Yes, and they've also, they've also committed to supporting Uganda as a country, as their predecessors and all that. So I think all this comes with networking, with business opportunities, with the tourism and trade, and technology and knowledge kind of sharing. That does not come, which would have not come if such opportunities were not really there in the country.
How about in the sense of taking the knowledge and implementing it.
Yeah.
You talked about it somewhere.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at it in, if they're talking about climate change and poverty, do you think, because those are things that were talked about during CHOGM as well.
Yeah.
When the parliamentary conferences have sat, there are things like that that have been talked about.
Yeah.
The recent parliamentary conference of speakers, they were talking about democratization, deep democratization.
Yeah.
We are going to see the same. Do you think we really take these messages and implement them as a country that has hosted these conferences where the platforms have had such discussions?
Yeah. I think, in my opinion, like you shared before, is that we may not implement it all, but they contribute greatly to the development of our country in all contexts.
At least a footmark will be there.
At least there's a contribution. And remember, knowledge, growth, and development is a process. And all these conferences is one of those processes that feeds into what we are now as a country. So I don't want us to have this impression that, oh, maybe they will just sit and all. They will leave something.
Okay.
They will need some knowledge. They will need some, leave some experience. They will leave some technology. Remember, most of the countries that are coming are people who have reached some level that countries like Uganda and East Africa, or even Africa, have got something to learn from.
Definitely.
And so learning is a process. We may not see the results straight away now, but I'm very sure that they will contribute to our development process. And so I think, yes, the implementation is very critical, but just sharing that knowledge and them networking with them and them coming to the country.
We can't remain the same.
We can't remain the same. It's a huge thing. It's a big contribution to our economy.
Thank you so much, Honorable.
Yeah.
What would be your message to a Ugandan watching us as we go through this kind of season?
I think as a country...
Besides them being disgusted because of the road diversions, complaining here and there, what would be your message to them in the positive, maybe?
As a country, we need to appreciate
that
in the era of our president, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta, we are living to see this. Other countries would have loved to have it, but here we are with all these opportunities. Even the Bible says that when the visitors visit, you should, is it their footmarks or something? We'll leave a blessing there. So their coming here will not be in vain.
Over 5,000 of them.
Over 5,000 of them will not be in vain. We need to appreciate and we need to warmly welcome our guests. It is just like home. A home that visitors don't come to is not a very good home. And so a country that the whole world can accept to come to, it's a country that is cherished by people out there. And that as citizens and as a people, we need to appreciate and leverage every opportunity that this opportunity brings to us.
Thank you so much, Honorable.
Thank you.
Her name is the Honorable Dr. Apea Agnes Atim. She's a member of Parliament in Amulata. And that is what we had to share. You see here that you are a rural development specialist.
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you so much,
and
Honorable.
an economist of the, and that's why mine is rural. I'm Mike.
Yes.
We are still on time.
We're winding up.
Yes, my focus is mainly
Rural
at the
development.
micro level.
Thank you so much, Honorable. We thank you so much for watching. Let's take a short break. We're going to wind up with a few news stories here. Enjoy this short break.
You made
Netu Bus Industries, Namamve, the manufacturers of buses for transporters, schools, tour operators, and special purpose vans and any customized vehicle. Metu Bus Industries offers a range of buses known for safety, comfort, and reliability. Depending on your needs, a bus can simply be a point A to point B people mover with just seats, or a special design that includes power outlet, Wi-Fi, television, refreshment center, and any other specification. Buy your buses from Metu and support industrialization of Uganda. Contact us on 0788 118586 or 0782 030303. Email us metuafricabus@gmail.com. Visit our website www.metubusafrica.com.
Have you packed more with Harbour jelly and Harbour soap? Yes, we packed. It will protect your skin from skin rashes. More with pack. It is a new improved more with Harbour jelly. So soft and smooth. It is a more with Harbour jelly.
Tell me, kids, the scent? Any irritations? No more rashes and irritations. Movit Herbal Jelly and Herbal Soap is rich in natural herbs for a smooth and glowing skin.
Movit all day confidence.
Economic focus. In response to the era of economic globalization, the non-aligned movement has expanded its focus beyond political ideals to advocate for a more equitable international economic order. The movement recognizes the need for economic cooperation and development initiatives that benefit all member states, particularly those in the developing world.
When it is KB o'clock, you need more from your voice bundles. That's why MTN is offering you more minutes across all networks that don't expire. Buy the new 90-minute Freedom Bundle at 5K or the 200-minute bundle at 10K and jazz with no limit. Katiteri ate, no excuses. Make the call now. Dial *100*21# or use the My MTN app and enjoy your Freedom Bundle today. MTN. Together we are unstoppable. Terms and conditions apply. MTN is regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
Start the new year in style with a variety of wine products from K Roma Uganda Limited. Bella Sweet Red Wine, Bella Pruko Wine, Bella Alta Wine, Bella Royal Dry Wine, Bella Passion Fruit Wine, Bella Hibiscus Juice, Bella Hibiscus Soft Drink, Bella Hibiscus Tea, among others. Available in all shops and supermarkets countrywide. K Roma Uganda Limited, the producers of Bella Wines, are located in Chirabulindo, Chira Municipality. For more information, call 0772 506 155 or 0704 161 398. Bella Wines, savor the test.
We thank you so much for watching. Let us have a continuation of news tonight with a few stories here. Now, all is set for Kampala, the host territory for the non-aligned movement and the G77 China plus China summit. The city's first lift to accommodate over 5,000 delegates is evident, with various details contributing to this transformative atmosphere.
The 19th Non-Aligned Movement Summit is here. Kampala's beautification is a prominent feature as delegates arrive to attend the summits in Kampala. There is enhanced infrastructure. Litter bins have been placed across the 5 divisions of Kampala, and public adherence to KCCA's notice, requiring businesses along roads to pave frontages and paint buildings to ensure cleanliness of the city. The acute features on roads, subways and pavements painted black and white, providing a distinct atmosphere for the city. In Machindia Division, there is a compliance with businesses painting buildings and paving frontages. In the city business center, downtown reveals empty streets with minimal traffic, creating a unique ambience. Uganda joins Egypt, Zimbabwe, Algeria and Zambia to host the summit in Africa. The week-long meet is on the theme, a deepening cooperation for shared global affluence. Justin Nakami, UBC News.
Now, the Secretary General of the Union of Muslim Councils for East, Central and Southern Africa, Sheikh Haruna Rashid Kasangaki, has urged leaders attending the NAM and G77 summits to pay attention to human rights, citing the example of the Gaza war between Israel and Palestine. Haji Latif Sebagala has also highlighted the benefits of NAM and the G77 plus China summit to Uganda.
With the ongoing NAM summit in the country, some leaders in the Muslim community have given their opinions and expectations from the summit. The Secretary General of the Union of Muslim Councils for East, Central and Southern Africa, Sheikh Harun Rashid Kasangaju, outlined the benefits of the summit.
Because when you look at our airport, it is now one of the most beautiful airports we have now here. Every department, they have already finished all the preparations. When you look at the roads, all the lights are there, the security. For the first time, I've seen even some ambulances parked near roundabout and fire brigade vehicles. They are all there. Everybody is set. So it's good for our country.
Sheikh Kasangachi condemned the war in Gaza.
I don't think that these leaders, they could ignore social justice and human rights in the Muslim countries.
We are yet to see whether NAM is going to come out condemn, because I believe that NAM is all about justice, inequality, and various injustices that are going on in the world. So we're here to see whether the leaders of NAM who have gathered here in Kampala are going to condemn and support the UN resolution of a two-state solution for Palestine and Israel.
However, Sheikh Kasangaji requests the president during his chairmanship of both these rallies to promote human rights in the world and preserve culture and traditions.
Remember, you look at our Uganda coat of arms. It is for God and my country. If any country which believes that God is there cannot embrace homosexuality.
The former Imam of the 9th Parliament, Haj Latif Sebagala, highlighted what should be done in the recommendations.
The country would have benefited because interaction, even making our country known, because now all national and international media are on Uganda, hosting NAM. Those countries are not a few countries. Hosting the G77, it's not a simple meeting. Would have expected that our country will be known positively, and I think we would really change the way how we host these meetings, because these meetings, the little time they can give you is only 3 years. But those 3 years can be enough for you to prepare yourself so that Ugandans own. There's so many Ugandans outside there who don't know what NAM is all about and why are they coming here.
Jamil Sekaja compiled this report for UBC News.
Now, in enhancing safety of the guests in Uganda for the Non-Aligned Movement Summit, police have conducted an operation along Northern Bypass and arrested a criminal gang which was vandalizing road infrastructure, as we see in this report.
The Kampala Metropolitan Police, in coordination with Flying Squad, have carried out an operation on major NAM roads to ensure safety of guests. In a special operation, at least 20 people have been arrested along the Northern Bypass.
Continue to investigate and carry out operations on incidents of damaging and vandalism of road furniture, security lights, and signals. This is after we registered incidents of vandalism on Northern Bypass, where metals that are used as barriers on bridges, culverts, are being taken apart.
The arrested are accused of vandalizing public property, especially damaging of security lights and breaking of guardrails. Suspect led police to Katoke scrap store in Chisenyi, Kampala suburbs.
Another suspect, one Chitimbwa Uma, was arrested, and he led us to many other suspects, where we arrested Avigaba Jonan, an employee of Katoke scrap store, where metals were recovered. We also arrested one Obedi Sanyuka Eric, Obama John, Ainembabazi Junior, Mukasa Mande, Karanji Bashir, Mkumuza Wilson, Yashiza Edward, Emmanuel Sande.
Other operations, targeted street robberies, and a number of suspected thugs were arrested.
CCTV footages showing suspected thugs who waylay motorists and go on picking items from their vehicles. There was an incident at Fairway. There were incidents at Chiseka, that stretch close to the military detach. And I would like to inform you that through that, all the people that appear in those videos were arrested.
Permanent deployments have been put in place to ensure the safety and security of the summit attendees. Patricia Nandago reporting for UBC.
The Kingdom of Buganda is one of Uganda's cultural institutions with numerous tourist attractions anyone visiting Uganda would only miss if they must. In this news piece, we bring you some of the sites that showcase the pride of Buganda as a kingdom in Uganda.
The Mengo Palace was built in 1885 by the then Kabaka, Daniel Mwanga, who ruled Buganda between 1884 to 1897 as the 31st king of Buganda. Since establishment, of the 36 kings Buganda has had, Mengo Palace has hosted only 3 Kabakas, Daniel Mwanga, Daudi Chwa, and Sir Edward Mutesa II. But Kabaka Ronald Mwenda Mutebi II's name is omitted on this list, yet he is the reigning leader.
Current king doesn't stay here because of the bloodshed or the killings of 1966. He stays at a place called Banda, and Banda Palace is about 10 kilometers away from Mengo Palace.
Inside the palace, there are artifacts a tourist will not miss: the main house, Tuekobe, the cannon, a gun used by Mutesa II, the cars Kabaka Mutesa rode in, and the cave where Idi Amin allegedly killed people who opposed his leadership. UBC spoke to Fred Ndaula, a guide from Buganda Heritage and Tourism Board.
So this main palace house, it was constructed in 1933. Actually, it's when it was completed. And it was the first modern palace in the Buganda kingdom. You know, changing from the vegetal materials, the local materials, going to these modern materials.
On the way to the palace, there is a road, Kabaka Njagala. The road has 2 entrances used by the Kabaka alone. No other human can use the entrances.
From the palace house, going to the kingdom's parliament, This is exactly a 1 mile strip. King Frederick was in Edinburgh in Scotland. He saw the Royal Mile. He came back with this idea. We have got 2 roundabouts in the mile. The first roundabout is down in the middle of the road where we have got 2 towers. And the second roundabout is that little one with the stones. It's only the Kabaka who can drive straight through the roundabouts. And that is respect we give to the Kabaka.
The Twelkobe is surrounded by the fence of reeds from elephant grass installed facing upwards. These differ from those at Kasubi tombs that face downwards, symbolizing the presence of a reigning king.
For the kings, when they disappear, that's how we do it in the kingdom. Actually, we believe that kings don't die, they disappear. And once they disappear, that is how the fences in the tombs have to look like. And when we have a Kabaka, that's a living Kabaka, then in the palaces, this is how the design is.
Inside the palace, there is this cave of Idi Amin. It's attractive to tourists.
The compound, we have got the torture chambers of Idi Amin, where thousands of Ugandans lost their lives.
On the walls of the cave are written words and names of people. Some of the words read, "Amin, you are killing me, but how will my children survive?" It's alleged that the said victims of this torture chamber used blood to write on the walls. Then there is this interesting place where back cloth is made. It is a unique cultural cloth in Uganda. This street of statues, each statue here represents a clan in Uganda Kingdom. In all, Uganda Kingdom has 56 clans, each having a site on which to install their respective clan emblem.
People of the same clan do not marry to avoid incest. And the children, they always take the father's clan. Clans have got totems or symbols. We have got plants, we have animals, we have fish, we have insects and birds. And if it is edible, members from that particular clan are not supposed to eat. So there is some bit of conservation. We try to protect these totems.
Since introduction and installation of these statues on this street, it is said that the rate at which tourists have visited has increased almost by 4-fold.
This time round, there is a big influx. I mean, we see visitors coming than before, because now people would like to know more about their clans. So they end up here, they book with the BHTB, Uganda Heritage and Tourism Board, and get to know more about their clans. I see some big improvement.
In Kasubi tomb is the iconic hut Muzibu Azala Mpanga that gathered fire in 2010. Efforts to restore this heritage site are ongoing for obvious reasons.
We are nearing completion of the works inside of decorating and working on the rings that go around this structure. And when we were last here a few months ago, the thatching had just started. Now it's near completion. There are certain levels that are remaining, regarding the real completion of the works, the thatching, but the work is progressing well. I want to commend all the people who are involved with this work.
In our next piece, we shall showcase some of the renowned dances in Uganda. Dokas Kimono, UBC News.
Yes, that's the story showing the heritage sites in Buganda Kingdom. Women in agribusiness have highlighted a number of obstacles hindering the progress of their businesses, such as high taxes, limited access to markets and financing. The women were exhibiting at a side event for the Non-Aligned Movement Summit at Serena Chigo.
The
The 2 days or so of the Nile Women in Agribusiness Expo and Summit has opened at Serena Chigo on the theme Unlocking Investment Opportunities for Women in Agribusiness. Spearheaded by UN Women and Ministry of Agriculture, the expo is showcasing the capacity of women-owned agribusinesses.
So I just want to share 3 things that I'm interested in. The first one is capacity, the second one is opportunity, and the third one is consolidation. In terms of capacity, how do we help women do ideation? Ideation, like finding the good idea about addition of value to products.
Sarah Akera of MAPA Enterprises has contributed to minimize wastage by drying fruits.
I mainly deal in agri-products, agricultural products, but I add value. Take for example, this is dried mango, which you can see here. This is mango we get from the market, and also this is pineapple, which we get from the market. Now, these dried fruits that we make, one is a healthy snack. While you're chilling or taking your children home, you can buy this for them and replace it with other unhealthy snacks. Secondly, people use this for spicing food. Like if you're making soup and you want your soup to be sweet and sour, you can put some mangoes in it and then you also add some dried pineapple.
Proskovia Nachiria owns Akasaland Agro-based enterprises and deals in juices, organic fertilized potting soil and spices.
This soil is organic fertilized potting soil. It is for backyard gardening and urban farmers. Not every person has space to plant in their products. So when we give you this soil, all you need is put in your seedling. It can be a plant, vegetable, a herb, a flower on your veranda, and you'll have your plants. When they are healthy, you do not need to add in anything. It is purely for use, and it comes ready for use. So you find that any person, you can, after whatever you have planted, you can dry your herbs. You can make juices out of all those vegetables.
High taxes, limited access to markets and finance stood out as the key challenges facing women-owned businesses.
We can celebrate having women-owned businesses, but we have to do more to make these businesses move from the informality into the formal sector. Support the women to have business development services. Support the women to access the market.
Let's take advantage of ICT to sell our product. Even now in the village, rural village, a woman can have a smartphone. And she can be on Facebook, she can be on WhatsApp, and her son, whom she's educating, maybe in Makerere or even in secondary, can send her his mother's products or her mother's products. So let's encourage our women from the rural area that is not all lost.
Now, in the world of sport, Uganda's dream of playing baseball at the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles has been boosted by 2 players joining ranks in America and the Dominican Republic. The 2 are Alan Ajoti and Joel Mukisa, who join several others that are already at higher levels in their journeys to the top.
Allen VRS Stanley Secondary School in Nakirebe along Masakar Road has dispatched 2 baseball players to America and the Dominican Republic.
That was the sweep, 99.
The Los Angeles Dodgers, which is one of the most successful baseball franchises in the world, has agreed terms with Alan Ajote as an international signee. He starts with a stop at the Campo Las Palmas Dodgers Academy in the Dominican Republic.
This means a lot to me because I'm going to play professionally and I will be paid as professionals, but this is not the best part I want to be. It's going to be the lower level, so I have to practice and work so that I can get where I want to be.
When you sign a professional contract in baseball, you start at the lowest level and you still have some work to do. So he's very aware that, yes, he's signing a professional contract, he's going to start to be paid like a professional, but he still has to work his way up to the top level to join those guys that you see on TV. So he will start at another academy in the Dominican Republic, which is the lowest level, and then he will start to work his way up the other levels in the United States. But he will be, spending about seven months out of the year over there, and then come back home again at the end of the year to continue to train here and prepare for the following year.
Joel Mukasa is joining the University of St. Thomas in Houston on scholarship to pursue education and also start his journey to professional baseball.
So right now I've benefited because I'm going for a scholarship in Texas, Houston. That is a result of working hard in sports and also in class. I'm going to pursue my career as a software engineer, and I'm very happy for that. And I'm also happy because the Lord has blessed me abundantly.
Joel, he's I think flying out tonight, and then he'll be in class as early as Wednesday. So Joel's getting thrown right in the mix, and he'll start working towards his degree starting this week, and then their baseball season, I believe, starts in February. So he'll be playing baseball as well as studying.
Mukasa and Ajoti join Umar Male, Ben Serunkuma, Nicholas Alumai, and Isaac Odong.
What makes us what we are, I think Uganda is extremely talented in some of these sports that are not so big in the country. I came here in 2013. I didn't know nothing about baseball, but like with the coaches, with the work that we put in, we got there.
Allen VRS Stanley Secondary School Director Professor Richard Stanley prides in the achievements thus far, but acknowledges a long way to go for Uganda to make the grade at the Olympics in 2028.
Okay, can we produce a team? Well, all these players that are signed can come back and play. Some of the kids going to college can come back and play, and we'll keep producing more and more players. We need to get good coaching. We need to train coaches. We're doing that, but we need more schools to play. We need to get the secondary schools to play.
Uganda Baseball and Softball Association President Felix Okuye is optimistic that increased investment will grow the sport, especially in schools.
Our Olympic dream of 2028 is steadily progressing. This can be seen by the programs that are running down, by the successes of many athletes now joining professional ranks, and also the fact that we are now having a number of actively playing schools in the sport of baseball.
Uganda is preparing for World Cup qualifiers, starting with the Baseball 5 in Cape Verde next month, followed by the Under-23 and Softball Senior Men in South Africa.
That was a swap.
Juko. Yo. Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the Parish development model, PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, it is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that.
Okay.
The Parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Hi, Fifi. How are you?
I'm fine. Baby, whenever I eat chips and chicken, I feel stomachache, joint pain, and body weakness.
My dear, go to MX Nutrition Center and learn the best food for your body. And get treatment according to your blood group.
Are you sure?
Yes.
By the way, do you know your blood group, genotype, and how much you need to exercise? Come to Timex Nutrition Center for professional advice on how to manage your health and immune boosting. At Timex, we treat diseases like diabetes, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, pressure, and many more. For details, find us at our headquarters in Kampala on Nasa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor. We also have a branch in Barara, or call us on 0758 819952 or 0778 288361. Timex, be your own doctor.
Metu Bus Industries, Namamve, the manufacturers of buses for transporters, schools, tour operators, and special purpose vans and any customized vehicle. Metu Bus Industries offers a range of buses known for safety, comfort, and reliability. Depending on your needs, a bus can simply be a point A to point B people mover with just seats, or a special design that includes power outlet, Wi-Fi, television, refreshment center, and any other specification. Buy your buses from Metu and support industrialization of Uganda. Contact us on 0788 118586 or 0782 030303. Email us metuafricabus@gmail.com. Visit our website www.metubusafrica.com.
Membership growth. Since its establishment in 1961, with 25 member countries, the non-aligned movement has witnessed consistent growth.
Welcome once again to the latest weather forecast from Uganda National Meteorological Authority. My name is Juliet Nanteza. Areas around the lake, forest and mountains are still having thunder and scattered showers, though we still have dryness and hazy conditions in some areas due to the dry winds that are blowing in from the Sahara towards our country. In the morning, central, we expect to wake up with thunder showers in most areas. That also goes for the areas around the lake in eastern, that is Jinja, Tororo, Soroti, we expect to wake up with sunny intervals. The western stretch, we expect to wake up with sunny intervals, and this also goes for the northern part of our country. We also expect to wake up with sunny intervals. Later on in the afternoon, temperatures are expected to rise to 26 in Kampala and Masaka, 27 for Nakasongola and Mubende with thunder showers. Eastern temperatures are expected to rise to 27, that is for Toro and Jinja. Soroti, we expect a maximum of 29 with scattered showers. Western, we expect a maximum of 28 for Kasese and Masindi. Kabale, we expect a maximum of 23 with thunder showers. In the north, Kotido, Moroto, we expect a maximum of 29 with scattered showers. Lira, we expect a maximum of 28 with thunder showers. Gulu, Kitugum, and Arua, we expect a maximum of 29 with sunny intervals. World cities, Doha, we expect bright and sunny conditions at a maximum of 27. Johannesburg, we expect a maximum of 28 with sunny intervals. Beijing, London, and Washington are quite chilly at a maximum of 1 in Washington. That's all we had for you from Uganda National Meteorological Authority. Stay tuned and stay blessed.